Yo, what's going on, guys? And today, of course, we gotta talk about what Charania is saying, that the Clippers and Cavs are the only suitors for Ben Simmons if he were to be bought out by the Brooklyn Nets, as he's on that expiring $40 million contract. I want to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section before we start today's video. What do you guys think of that? Shout out Charania for this news. And yes, I think it's an interesting one because Ben Simmons is probably the most fascinating Rorschach. Is that how you say it? Rorschach test? Is he a broken project? A defensive savant? The point guard, point center who treats jump shots like they're a haunted house attraction. According to Charania on ESPN, the Cavaliers and the Los Angeles Clippers might be lining out to find out if the Brooklyn Nets finally cut ties with the 6'10" enigma. So let's dive into this soap opera that is Ben Simmons' career. And I'll start with the first team. That's the Kenny Atkinson-led Cleveland Cavaliers. Picture this: a team that shoots teams like they're getting paid per swish, first in three-point percentage, and plays defense like they've collectively sworn off cupcakes, seventh in opponent field goal percentage. Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland are the backup, not the backup, but the backcourt duo everybody wishes they could be in 2K. Flashy, efficient, quick, and armed with enough handles to open a luggage store. Meanwhile, Jared Allen, Evan Mobley are out here treating the paint like their personal Airbnb. Enter Ben Simmons. Ben 10 would help the Cavs offense be smoother than a Jax. Damn. He'd be smoother than a jazz saxophonist and fifth in assists this team already. Ben Simmons would probably make him number one in front of the Denver Nuggets. Literally, imagine adding a 6'10" human fast break who racked up 7.4 assists per game in his career and is still dishing out like 6 assists a night. Simmons would literally be the ultimate hype man for Donovan Mitchell's rim attacks, or run pick and roll with Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. That would be so choreographed, you'd think it'd be ballet. Plus, the Cleveland's defense, that's already solid, could use another defensive menace to pair up with their Swiss Army knife that they brought over from the Hawks and DeAndre Hunter to help them guard Giannis, Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Jalen Brunson, Karl-Anthony Towns, Giannis Antetokounmpo. And Simmons is averaging close to 1.5 steals per game. So to me, this would be more like welcome to the Cavaliers defensive witness protection program. Because you would be like, oh, he comes in here. And I think the Cavs love spacing the floor like I love my Wi-Fi. I think Max Strus and DeAndre Hunter, Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Dean Wade when he's healthy are out here firing threes like they're auditioning for Space Jam 3 if it ever gets made. Simmons, who obviously treats jump shots like a toddler eating broccoli, could turn their pristine driving lanes into a Black Friday crowd. Obviously, nobody likes the thought of that type of lack of spacing, but luckily, Kenny Atkinson, a guy who turned Spencer Dinwiddie into a borderline all-star, might be the mad scientist to be able to fix that. And if anyone can turn Ben Simmons into a transition and defensive specialist while hiding his shooting phobia, it's the guy who made Brooklyn relevant pre-Kyrie and Kevin Durant. Now, let's run this back. Ooh. So let's go over here and talk about how Ty Lue. The Clippers are a defensive Voltron. They rank third in opponents' points per game. And obviously Kawhi's hurt. But he's been healthy as of late. It's just he's been hurt this season. And they let Paul George walk. James Harden would allow Ben Simmons, Kawhi, and James to be a trio that honestly could be a little bit deliberate. They play at a pace that makes Glaciers look impatient. They're the 5th worst in the league, relying on James Harden step backs and Zubac's old school post moves, especially when Kawhi's been out. Simmons here would be like adding a turbo button to a old luxury sedan from the early 2000s. Ty Lue, the mastermind who turned LeBron and a bunch of G Leaguers into an NBA Finals team, he loves versatility. Remember when he sicked Tristan Thompson on Steph Curry? Simmons' defense, career-wise, stocks, almost 2.2, could let Ty Lue cook up some lineups that are so switchable they give opponents motion sickness. Plus, with Russell Westbrook gone, Simmons could be James Harden's sous chef, dishing up dimes in transition, while Kawhi and Norman Powell nap mid-game to save energy for the playoffs. And let's address the elephant in the room. The Clippers' spacing is already tighter than my jeans after Thanksgiving. They're the third worst in three-point attempts, and Simmons' refusal to shoot would turn their half-court offense into a game of who wants to drive into a human wall. Still, Ty Lue is a wizard at hiding flaws. If he made 2 timelines work in Golden State, wait, wrong team, he could turn Simmons into a Draymond Green light. You guys like that one? I thought that was funny, but let's be real. Ben Simmons' stats as of late: 6 points, 40% from the free throws, is less all-star and more all-bench energy guy. And his confidence in his jumper has evaporated faster than most people's New Year's resolutions. And here's the kicker, is that he doesn't need to score. Both the Cavs and Clippers just need him to do Ben Simmons things. 1. Play defense like a honey badger on espresso. 2. Throw passes so crisp they belong on a vegetable tray. And 3. Run the fast breaks like he's being chased by an alligator. Forget the max contract expectations. On a minimum deal while getting paid out from the buyout, Simmons is a low-risk lottery ticket with medium to upside reward. If he can rediscover just 80%, 75% of his Philly form, he's the steal of the decade. If not, well, at least he gave us some memes and pop culture reference. For me, I think he's perfect. If Atkinson wants a project, Cleveland's youth spacing can absorb his flaws, pair him well with Mobley and Jared Allen. It's kind of like a chef kiss. Plus, imagine Simmons throwing them oops or playing off of Mitchell and throwing him a dime off a drive. While the Clippers, I think, are a wild card, Ty Lue's chaotic magic might make it work. If anyone can turn Simmons into a small ball center point guard hybrid, it's the guy who won a title with Kevin Love at the 5. In the end, Ben Simmons isn't going to be anybody's savior. Let's be honest. That's just not going to happen. But what he can be is definitely someone in the right system. He can be the glue that turns a good team into a contender, or at least the guy who makes us say, wait, why is Ben Simmons trending again? So let's see if the Ben Simmons redemption arc is a blockbuster or a blooper reel. I think definitely it's something to think about, as I'm curious. I want to hear your guys' thoughts in the comment section if you're a fan of this team, and what would have you guys have done if you're the Clippers or the Cavs? I really like the idea of him going to the Cavs. I really do. He needs to go to a team with so much 3-point shooting that they would be able to use it. So I think that's one of the biggest things, is when you look at this situation, is this one that like you could just change it all? Or I want to hear your guys' thoughts. What is the expectations here, and you guys agree with me or no? But yeah, that's gonna be basically the video today. I want to hear your opinions in the comment section. Peace out, everybody.